Hey, I wanted to talk to you for a second about, I got my little dapper little bow tie on here today. I want to talk with you a little bit about the daily Scrum meetings. Now, Ken Schwaber may not like me for saying this, but, and actually I think he probably would be fine with it. I really think that the daily Scrum needs to be something that evolves and changes over time. I was in one just the other day, and boy, it was not a functional Scrum. It really was bad. There were people turned around with their backs to the group, working on their computer, and then they would come to the group. We work in a distributed model, so there's some people on the phone and some people in the room, and they would work at their computer, answering their emails until it was their turn, and then they would come over to the phone and talk to the phone for a little while. And then they would go back to their computer, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this is not what's supposed to happen. And the people who weren't at their computers still weren't really engaged. So I think it's an evolving thing that you need to work with. And asking and answering the three questions, what did I do yesterday, what am I going to do today, and what are my impediments, is a great place to start. And I believe with all my heart that if you're just starting out in Agile, that you should start by asking those questions. Always ask those questions when you're starting out. And I would even say when you're starting with a new team, always start with those questions, because they're a great foundation to establish what your group feels like, what your norms are like within that team. But don't get stuck on it. You know, grow, move beyond it, because if you don't, it becomes stagnant, and it becomes just as bad as any command control structure. At that point, when everyone gets, you know, so routinized that they're just like giving their robot Scrum, then what happens is it becomes no better than the traditional command and control, but what's commanding and controlling you is the process. And you become a slave to the process of Scrum. How ironic is that? Scrum is about inspecting and adapting. So if you see that the daily Scrum isn't working, people got their backs to you and they're typing on their computer, or they're not engaged, they're not talking with each other about what's going on, they're just giving a status, no impediments. Yesterday I worked on this, today I'm going to work on that, no impediments. You don't know how many times I hear that. And that just is that's a big whoop, whoop, warning sign, whoop. Don't let it happen to you. So get in there, get creative, change it up, ask different questions. You know, ask, what are you dependent on others for? You know, what do you need from the team today? Answer the question, what do you need from the team today? And what are your impediments? I think always asking what the impediments are, you're always going to want to ask that question, because you don't want impediments to go more than a few hours in an Agile world, because you gotta knock them out, because we are just blasting through this stuff. So stick to the impediments, I think, or some way of asking that kind of question. You know, what are your roadblocks? What's stopping you? What's not encouraging your work, or something like that. But always, always, always go for that. But shake the other stuff up, you know. Do what you can to get people involved and engaged. You know, have a talking stick that you pass around. Okay, that's dorky, but you know, maybe it works for you. Maybe you have your Scrum board, your Kanban board, and you have people go up there and move things down the list. That's great. That's a good way to do it. So shake it up. Make it interesting. Make it fun. Make it engaging, because if you don't have people engaged, then they'll disengage and Scrum falls apart. So that's what I have for you. I hope to talk to you again sometime soon. Maybe I won't be wearing such a dapper tie, but wanted to wear it today. All right, thanks.